Hey guys, I'm Sarah, and today I'm going to be doing for you a quick, hopefully quick, because I've tried to film this a couple of times and it's not going very quickly, sort of like haul and review kind of a thing on some products I picked up from Walmart recently. As the story goes, I needed a new powder to throw into my gym bag to kind of knock back the shine from the BB cream that I usually use when I'm coming out of the gym. So I picked up the Fast and Fabulous Translucent Finishing Powder from Hard Candy. This is a pure silica powder. If you are interested, this in Canadian Walmarts is $5.98. So for me, the good points are it's not as drying as the other sort of pressed powder that I'm currently testing, which is the Rimmel Stay Matte. This is talc free. This has some talc. This, although it feels quite drying, doesn't seem to cause a powdery finish, especially the way that I really buff it into the skin, typically using my Sonia Kashuk buffing brush. Whereas this one I've only really used with my new EcoTools domed bronzer brush that I had also picked up the same day. So, yes, this is a pure silica powder, so things to be wary of when you're taking photos and stuff like this. It can flash back. Now, quite solid packaging. Doesn't come with any kind of tools, doesn't come with a mirror. It's ultimately $6 worth of packaging. For hard candy, it seems very solid. It is plastic. How long is this going to survive in my bag? I don't know. There's no give in the top, really. So it seems like it's fairly robust and that I probably won't break it before I run out of powder. Downsides are things like the smell. It's a little bit sunscreeny. I didn't notice it at first, and it's not something that you notice when it's on your face. Yeah, it's a little bit like sunscreen and sand, like no ad sunscreen. You know, this is no Hawaiian tropics. You know, this is nothing like that. There's another upside here. Like I said, it's silica powder, so it is talc free, and also hard candy is not tested on animals. I'm not trying to trash Rimmel. If you want a little side-by-side comparison, this I feel like doesn't cause a powdery finish as much. Again, for me, it could be the brush. Now, as soon as I open this container, a smell does come out to me, and it just smells like Jergens body lotion, like the original Jergens body lotion, which I don't have a problem with because that just reminds me of my mom. The pans seem to be the same depth for both of these. The Rimmel seems to be like a little bit bigger. Oh, that's where it tells me. Of course, it's in shiny lettering, so it's a really big pain in the ass. Oh, 0.48 ounces in this. And you are, oh, of course, now I don't know. Oh, 0.32. So, yeah, the Rimmel is actually a little bit more product. I think it was virtually the same price. I know that this was like 5 something. I know that this was $5.98 because there was a bunch of products for hard candy that were $5.98. Because of the top on this though, and because even the plastic for the top feels a little bit more like flimsy, I don't know. Just because of the way that things happen in my bag, I'm constantly having lipsticks that have no business being open. Like, you know, the ones where you're like, how are you open? I have to fight you to get into you, and they're open in my bag. So this, I was just like, oh, that just, yeah, no, it's gonna be off and everywhere. So that, I do like the packaging of this hard candy. For that, it's a little bit crumbly. Personally for me, this is the first time in person that I've seen a pressed silica powder. This is only the second time that I've owned any kind of just like pure silica powder. The other one that I've tried is Mirabella. That's beautiful, very finely milled, but I only had a very small amount of it, and when I went to repurchase it, it was very expensive. So far, I really like this. I did find that the other day when I put it on, it had a little bit of a powdery finish to it, a little more than I like. I'll try and get up close and see if you can kind of see the texture of my face, but I think it's going to be really hard because of the way my lighting is right now. But honestly, all that required was a little bit of spray. So anything you might have with you, be it a little travel bottle of Fix Plus. I also have like the Mew, sort of like refreshing spray. But I also, at the same time that I picked that up, I picked up this Fast and Fabulous makeup setting spray. And this stuff just has the classic spritzer top. Hopefully you can see. Probably should not have sprayed that all over my, probably definitely should not have sprayed that over my fancy new keyboard. Oh wait, everything's injured, that's fine. But yeah, it is a, how well can you see that? I don't know. But I love the smell of it. It's weird, it's mostly very melon scented. There's a little bit of a floral hint in there. But personally, I really like, from back here, it just, yeah, it's kind of quite cucumbery, kind of melony, kind of scented. And it doesn't take a lot to just sort of deal with that. I haven't seemed to have any kind of reaction to it. So that's nice. And it did just take away that powderiness, which I enjoyed very much. Trying them in combination the other night made the BB cream that I was wearing perform much better than it typically does. So there was that. Still wasn't able to really control my Sephora waterproof eyeliner, which I don't know why, for some reason just transfers to hell. And it's weird. It'll melt down and I'll like get this sort of like smudgy, weird grunge going on. Yeah. I don't know why. It doesn't seem to matter what I use with that. I probably should remember to set it with a powder, and then I never do remember to set it with a powder, so I don't know what to do about that. Anyway, the last product that I got, well, okay, so that setting spray, it's the first setting spray I've ever owned. I like the smell. It doesn't make my face sticky or weird. It knocks back the dryness. I'll have to try it a little bit more with a couple of other products to see whether or not it really does make a difference in the lasting power of my makeup. But so far, even if all I used it for as an alternative for Fix Plus, it was $6 versus I think $27 for my big bottle of Fix Plus. I mean, still, even though it's a lot smaller than that bottle, it's gonna be half the price, so I don't know. It's kind of winning so far, unless it sets me on fire. I think that's gonna be a repurchase before the Fix Plus is. Oh, I love the smell of the Fix Plus. I haven't decided yet. My only problem with my Fix Plus is it's a huge bottle. I have to maybe get a little bottle and then it would be more portable. Never mind. I shouldn't organize my future life while I'm filming. This EcoTools brush, I haven't washed it, so that's terrible, but it does seem to be shedding, like, a lot. So I'll have to see how it looks after I wash it. So far, though, for general buffing, like, all I wanted was sort of a kabuki style brush or a good powder brush. And this is really good. I especially like the handle. I can really get the control that I want. I mean, no, you can choke up on a, on a kabuki and really get it, but there's something about that and holding it the way you hold a kabuki that makes my hand cramp. And so I like this. I also like the fact that this is a lot more versatile, because like I could use it with my other face products and then just, you know, really lightly and just hold it from back here and really have like a really good precise control, but then also be able to like choke up and then really buff that product out. And I think this will be really great for traveling because I'll be able to do so much with it. It is, of course, a synthetic brush, and as far as I know, EcoTools is cruelty-free as well. I would assume so. I don't know for sure. Somebody correct me if you know differently. And again, hard candy products are not tested on animals, really. The final product is the Fast and Fabulous Waterproof Mascara Top Coat. This is a clear gel top coat for your lashes. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills knockoff, if I have ever seen one. There is dissimilarity in the formula and in the brushes. Now, for me, I'm going to say it right now, I thought that this was going to be a dupe and I could totally replace my Anastasia, but, and this is a big but, I like the formula on this, but I like the brush on that one. The formula on this is just a clear gel sort of style, but the brush is this tiny toothed little thing. It's so weird that like the finest little, it's not even, I don't even know, it's not even teeth, I don't think. It's like grooves. Yeah, it's like there's like grooves. Yeah, grooves, and like it's a really like it's a dry formula. Yeah, I just rubbed some on my hand because I need to know. It's so weird. It's so weird. And the brush applies this very thin coat of it, and it dries very, very quickly. And having this ultra thin sort of brush like this means that you can really like coat the back of your lashes and coat the front of your lashes. I didn't think it would be able to really get in and coat my lashes like I need to, but it really did. It performed beautifully the other day. It dries really, really fast. That is all well and good. My problem is with the Anastasia of Beverly Hills. That formula seems virtually identical. It never seems like you get that much in the tube. It has a traditional mascara brush though, so you have that bonus of having that spoolie breaking apart mascara. So if you're going for a very dramatic look and you're doing 3 and 4 and 7 coats of mascara and then your lashes look like crazy, and you know really what you need to do is just go through and just separate them a little bit. If you've just had for some reason a very heavy application, you can really break them apart with that brush very well. But sometimes that formula doesn't dry, and what's even worse is I find that I have difficulty if I let the mascara dry and then try and coat it with the Anastasia. For some weird reason, it doesn't look nice. It doesn't do that separation that I was talking about. But if it's mostly dry and you add the top coat, then it will cause it to be too moist, and then it takes forever to dry. And so sometimes, like when it's dry, but it will then have this sort of, it seems like 10 or 15 minutes almost. Like it takes forever, where I'm still waiting for my lashes to dry. Like it seems too moist. And it's so weird because I had a bit of a time in between tubes, so I don't know if maybe it's just this tube is just really extra wet or what. Because it's one of those things, you know, it's like I had my last tube for about a year. Yes, you can shout at me, that's okay. And so, of course, by the time you're at the tail end of any mascara formula, it's pretty dry, and by the end it was working really well. I think that's kind of the problem. You should think about your backup suggestions and buying, like, you know, ways. Anyway, but that has a much longer tube, so I don't think I could just swap the brushes. But yeah, so far I really, really, really like this. I think I'm going to come back and do a full-fledged review after I've given this a month or two, but so far it's performing really well, and that's on top of Lash Domination, which for me is my worst offender for transfer, but one of those mascaras that if you can get it to look good, like if it's really easy for it to look good, but it also transfers like a bitch. So that's the problem for me. Now, that is everything that I got in this haul. So far, I am liking the powder. It's not perfect, but it's pretty damn good. Love this. If nothing else, I love this because it smells really good and it's refreshing and it feels really nice and it makes my face look less powdery. So that's the important thing in my world. Priorities. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know probably this seemed disconnected and weird to you and I ramble, and hopefully this video isn't too long, and I love you guys so much. Bye.